Hey guys, today I'd like to show off some pieces from my advanced poetry chapbook and read some stuff from it. The chapbook was called As I Bang My Head Against the Windowsill Laughing, and here are the pictures. As you can see, Garfield, and then this is a big pirate ship from the first sestina that I wrote. There was a lot of form poetry for advanced poetry. I actually took poetry writing and advanced poetry writing at the same time. And then I was also on NKU's creative writing magazine, Loch Norse magazine. As you can see, there's Rex and I at our release party being the MCs. And then there's the back of my book with, again, just more pictures. More pictures of me for the most part. So like I said, there was a lot of form poetry and advanced poetry. And the first poem I'm going to read from this chapbook, again, is called As I Bang My Head Against the Windowsill Laughing. And, I laugh a lot, especially in class. And I really enjoyed this class. The people in the class were great. And I actually did bang my head against the windowsill laughing during class. And it makes a nice little acronym, AIBMHAWL. So I'll be using that to reference this chapbook. So the first poem I'm going to read is actually when we were studying sonnets, and it is a Petrarchan sonnet. It at least uses the rhyme scheme. I didn't really do the iambic pentameter. But the first poem is Drunk Guy Who Scares Girls Away. And what I thought was interesting about the sonnets was that there was a turn, and they're normally meant for like a lover. And this is just kind of more like an ode to some guy that I actually met, inspired by true events. So, drunk guy who scares girls away. You threw matches all over the ground. You spit and cursed in dismay. Isn't it clear why no one wants you around? First impressions included smacking a girl's ass, anger over humor, and ordering yet another beer. I tried to say how to treat girls with class, and you went off on me, as I sat still as a deer. After all the cursing, shouts, and threats, I started to see how this situation was strange, wondered if perhaps you just had Tourette's. Then you said something nice, making my feelings change. As you rose from your chair, trying not to fall, you said you'd kick my ass, because I was skinny and small. And my nickname in high school was Fat, so literally this guy was like, oh, you're skinny, and I was like, oh, thank you. And it just kind of totally changed things. And so a lot of the poems that I'm going to read right now were inspired by real events. The next poem is also a sonnet, and this one is the Shakespearean rhyme scheme. And this is an Ex-Sonnet, and it's actually about one of my exes. And pretty much anytime I write about my exes, I just use the name Katie Smith, because the first name Katie and the last name Smith are both very common. So here's the Ex-Sonnet. I'm innocent, and I win, you'd repeat, until I echoed it back hesitantly. Why did you latch on to me, Katie? We would never have made each other complete. I wondered if you tried to meet me halfway. I couldn't see it, and I never figured out who you wanted me to be. I'm not a piece of meat. I called to break up over the phone. It's not working for me, is what I said. We were both unhappy and no love had grown. You didn't see why our relationship had to end, but you needed someone to call your own. So by the next day, you got yourself a new boyfriend. And that actually happened. So, somebody I dated literally the day after I broke up with her, she had a new boyfriend. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they were cheating, but, it is what it is. And then the last poem that I'm going to read for this video, also inspired by true events, and this is when I was hanging out with a lot of people who worked on the magazine with me, and after the event, we were hanging out in this empty pool, and I was like, dude, let's write a poem about this. And me and Jen Whalen both wrote poems, and at first I called it Just Outside the Party, and then it's now called the Empty Pool Poem. Childhood lingers in my room, with wide mouths baring teeth, to feast on my dreams. The monster mask, with my crooked smile, does nothing for my anonymity. It hid me behind the cheap beer buzz, when the cans were empty just like the pool, where we held hands, and I wondered why I'd stopped dreaming. Had the so-called search party seen us there, they might have thought we were conducting a seance, a triangle testament, our fingers grasping at the lifelines of one another's hands, each person like a knot in a rope, which the party could throw down to bring us back to Earth and stop us from uncovering spirits. Because Robbie, Rex, and Jen